Hey guys, Youngblood with you, and today I wanted to share what I'm calling my bunker buster build for ground bunkers. Now, if you've done bunker buster or bunker missions on Hurston prior to 3.11, the 4 turrets that were present that were there are pretty easy to deal with, and it didn't really matter what ship you were in because you could pretty easily take them down. Now in 3.11, it appears that the turrets have had their weapon sizes increased, but they also appear to be attritions, which are borderline pretty overpowered at the moment, which means that you have a situation where even heavier ships are at risk of being destroyed, and lighter ships still have a very uphill battle. Now, another issue with these turrets is that they're going to target you from about 6,000 meters out, and will start firing at you at about 5,000 meters. So you may think to yourself, I'm going to bring, a ship that has a very long-range weapons, like an M7A or something that ranges out to about 7,000 meters and would put you beyond their range, which is a very logical thought process, but they are small, so you can't actually target them until you're closer to about 2,000 meters. So you do lose some options there. That also means that taking a stealth ship like a Saber or something would also be logical, but again, since you can only target the turrets at about 2,000 meters, your ship still ends up being detected before the stealth really matters. So what all that leads me to believe is that there's really 2 best plays here, with the first really being to drop in behind cover and hoof it in on foot, because the turrets won't lock onto a player's body. But that comes with its own problems, such as you having a very long run depending on where the terrain naturally provides your ship cover. Now, eventually you may be able to end up locking these with Animus missile launchers, and that'll help, but something else you can try right now is to use the railgun to take them down. I will say that it does work from time to time, but the hitboxes on the turrets are kind of tricky and sometimes are going to be almost like offline, to where your round just goes right through them. And it just appears that they don't have any collision, so you can't kill them with the railgun. Some people may want to bring in a buggy with their ship, land it, and drive it in, but I've seen the turrets engage the buggies as well, so that would also be a quick way to die unless you get in very quickly, and then you still have a long run out of there because your buggy would then be destroyed. So that really leaves us with option 2, and probably what is your best option, which is to take out the turrets. Now, the ship that I've found to be the best to bring to start kind of building for this purpose is going to be the Vanguard. The Vanguard has a large hit pool, and it can equip 2 size 2 shields for increased durability. For the shield choices, I like to mix a Sukaran and then FR76 to balance out total shield power and your regen rates. But knowing that not everyone has access to a Sukaran from a Prowler or a Defender, the alternative choice there would be to bring a Rampart shield instead. The Vanguard has decent mobility in atmosphere, so it does a decent job of getting into good positions as well, and if you have a turret gunner, you can add even more firepower. Now, from a weapons perspective, the nose gun I actually like to use is I opt down and leverage a gimbal and use a C788 Combine cannon. Primarily because I want the gimbal assist to help me get the shots on target, and even if it's not perfect, the nice thing about this cannon is that it does do splash damage, so you can still get some damage even if the shot isn't hitting perfectly. Now, on the quad nose guns on the front of the Vanguard, I like to use 2 ballistic cannons and 2 energy repeaters to kind of mix and match with that splash damage and reliable on-target damage with a faster round. If you have a turret gunner, you can use the rocket pods on the Harbinger if you have access to them, but I do feel that they're somewhat limited in their ammo count, and they aren't super reliable at landing shots. So instead, using attrition 2s that are actually overclocked or size 2 Gatlings are going to be good ways to maximize your damage output. Now, even using this loadout, you do need to follow some best practices to survive. The first of which would be shield management and bolstering your forward shield facings. I generally just tap 8 once, and it's sufficiently going to front load your front shield to take on that forward facing incoming fire. But you do need to watch your shield MFD in order to make sure you're not taking real damage and it's not burning your shield all the way down. That also means, though, if you need to bug out and you're going to be turning your tail and you're going to show the back of your ship to the turrets, you need to rebalance your shields or even send some to the rear of your ship using numpad 2 to make sure that you're not being taken out as you're fleeing to let your shields come back up in general. Another recommendation is to use the hills in the terrain that are around most outputs, and that's going to be able to let you to swap targets to avoid taking damage and allow just regeneration of your shields to take place. The last one here that I really want to talk about, and it's really kind of an up-to-you type of decision, but is that you can actually use missiles to take out these targets as well. Now, considering you're likely taking these missions to make money, you may not love the idea of having to rearm your missiles after you're done, but especially if you're going to clear out a bunker crime stat, you probably just want the fastest way to take these shields down, and missiles seems to be the way to do it. Now, I will say that with the new missile mechanics, the missile size does matter. So if you're using a size 3 missile or above, you may be flirting a little bit with the minimum lock range butting up against the render range of these turrets. Though I have had size 3s work fairly reliably, which may also mean that just bringing a Freelancer miss might be your overall easiest approach. Overall, though, the sweet spot in my mind is to take out 1, maybe 2 of the turrets with missiles, and then tank the damage to quickly get the rest of the other turrets down using your primary weapon. So maybe you're spending a little bit of credits on your rearming, but you're not really spending all of it. So that in general is my bunker buster advice to you, because they are a little bit more formidable right now. Now, I don't want to make it seem like you can only do this with a Vanguard, because a Saber with 3 shields landing a volley of tarantulas and bugging out and coming back may also do the job very well. But this is what I have found to be the most reliable and practical for dealing with these turrets. So if you have any questions about this, please let me know. Get them in the comments. Otherwise, thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more, and have yourself a great day. Take care.